I'm Anne Stewart. I'm a curator of fine art at the Ulster Museum, and I'm here in an exhibition which has recently opened of 10 drawings by Leonardo da Vinci from the Royal Collection. We are very fortunate to have this exhibition from the Royal Collection. It's on a tour of Britain for the Diamond Jubilee. The exhibition is one of the most interesting I've ever seen of Leonardo because, in a sense, it's a small exhibition, but it contains drawings from all periods of Leonardo's career. So we have early works from his period in Milan and works when he returned to Florence, maps when he was moving around Italy. And then at the end of his career, he spent 2 years in France, and we have 3 fascinating drawings from the very end of his career. So by coming to this exhibition, you can really see all of Leonardo's career laid out through these 10 drawings. And for Leonardo, drawing was an activity that took place all the time. It was the way he thought about the world and the way he expressed his ideas and his curiosity about the world. So it was an activity that was much more than simply recording what he saw as a preparation for his paintings or for his other artistic projects. It was much more the way he thought about the world, how he observed. And 2 of the most interesting drawings in the exhibition are 2 anatomical drawings, one of the bones of the foot, one of the muscles of the arm. And they are from a period during the early 1500s when Leonardo was increasingly interested in the possibilities of human dissection and in studying anatomy. And the Royal Collection has a great number of anatomical drawings by Leonardo, which are currently in an exhibition in London. And in many ways, new scholarship is showing just the strength and the seriousness with which Leonardo was able to study anatomy. And surgeons today still look at the drawings and say that they actually can learn from the drawings in a way that is hardly possible even through anatomical textbooks. So it's an exhibition that has a great deal to offer. It is something for every visitor, whether you know a great deal about Leonardo, whether he's simply a name that you've read about and know very little about his career. So everything is set out very clearly from the early period. The first drawing in the exhibition is some of Leonardo's very fanciful ideas for machinery, for war machinery. During his early career, he worked at the Sforza court in Milan, and as part of his activities there, he was expected to organize court pageants, to cast bronze, possibly to play musical instruments, and to suggest possibilities for the defense of the city through ideas for warfare. And then a drawing, which is my favorite, is of a horse, a rearing horse. And this is in a technique called metal point, which Leonardo used. And it's a prepared surface so that whenever a mark is made with metal on the surface, it can't be erased or corrected. So what you're seeing in the drawing is Leonardo's first thought, but it's so accomplished and so finished, and yet it's simply the work of perhaps a few minutes as he put down the ideas about a rearing horse onto the paper. And then the head of Leda, which is the image that's on the cover of the catalogue, it's advertising the exhibition. It's a drawing, a very finished drawing of the head of a young girl, which was part of Leonardo's idea for a much larger painting of Leda and the Swan, which the painting is now lost. It was destroyed about 1700. But we have a great number of drawings from that period, and so we can piece together and imagine what the painting would have been like. The head of the young girl is highly finished, but what is particularly interesting is her hairstyle. It's a series of very complicated plaited decorations that the hair has been woven into. And for Leonardo, this was something that he was always interested in, as Martin Clayton, who's the curator of the exhibition, has talked about how Leonardo always introduces movement when he's drawing water. And in a sense, with plaited hair, you can see how he had been thinking perhaps about water at the same time. And so the rivulets of water and hair seem to intermingle. And there's this wonderful organic quality to Leonardo's drawings that you imagine how he's aware of the anatomy beneath the figure. He's aware of the decoration of the surface, linking it to landscape to water to natural elements. And so with Leonardo's drawings, you're always aware of the whole cosmos really being brought together just simply through the erudition and the knowledge that he brought to his drawing skills. Paired with the head of Leda is a very fine drawing of some oak leaves. And for the painting of Leda, Leonardo became increasingly interested in botanical detail, and the figure of Leda was surrounded by flowers and foliage. And so when he was preparing the painting, it's a period of great brilliance in his botanical drawing because he's looking endlessly at plants and taking the idea of investigating the plants to a much greater degree than would really have been strictly necessary for the painting. The Leonardo drawings in the Royal Collection are kept at Windsor Castle, where they are preserved as part of the Royal Collection Trust. And as works on paper, they are very vulnerable to light, and so cannot be shown for long periods of time. And so we're very fortunate that the Ulster Museum is able to host this exhibition on the Leonardo tour, because once the tour is over, the drawings go back to Windsor, back into their protective cabinets. And so really this is the opportunity to see the drawings, because perhaps they won't be seen again for a number of years. So it's a wonderful opportunity to see these fabulous drawings.